Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs today. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. Yeah, the energy level is not high today. Work is kicking my ass. Work is kicking my ass, you guys. I need you guys. I know I got y'all praying for me for a bunch of things, but let Roxanne retire next year to the list, please. I just want to retire comfortably without being financially stressed, but I am so over it. I am so ready to go. I've never had a stressful job up until it's time to be finished, and now all of a sudden you get a promotion and that shit is stressful. Anyway, yeah, we gonna get it together. I know y'all ain't here for that. Anyway, first story up, you guys. More sexual assault cases that we have to discuss. Mainly Kanye and The Dream. Okay, let's talk about The Dream's sexual assault case that has come up. It is a 60-page document. I was not able to read the actual document. Charisma didn't send me the document, and I actually didn't have time to look it up today like I thought I would at work. But I did look at an article that was discussing what was discussed there, so we won't get into the particulars, but I will still give you an idea of what is being said. So, The Dream, mama named him Terius Adamu Ya Gestilde Diamant. Okay. That's what his mama named him, child. It was a lawsuit filed in California federal court against him by Shanaz Mangro, who was once a protege of his, apparently, who came over to the United States from the Netherlands. She also names in the lawsuit the label Contra Paris LLC and also Epic Records, because I'm sure his label is probably distributed under Epic Records. Okay, so the way the story goes is she's now 33 years old, but about 10 years ago, she was introduced to The Dream while she was working here in the United States on a U.S. visa from the Netherlands. Okay, so once she was here, she was reached out to through social media, and apparently The Dream had invited her to come and work with his partners in Atlanta, Tricky Stewart. Apparently, he allegedly, I should say, he had promised her, that he was going to write these big time songs for her. She wanted to be a singer and a songwriter. He told her that he would write these mega hits for her, even promised her a opening gig for the Beyonce concert, and she thought that that's what was happening there. But then quickly the relationship turned sour and violent. Much like the lawsuit that we heard about Puffy, there's many of the same type of allegations, that he became very controlling of her and her life, kept tabs on her. He had to know where she was at every time and every hour. He would send text messages to just make sure that she was supposed to be where she was. She is also alleging that he made her drink a lot of alcohol to the point where I guess she was not fully in control of herself. And she said that during sex, that he would be very violent and very abusive, that he would choke her out to the point of her passing out, and that when she would request for him to wear a condom, he would not wear condoms. She had to hide birth control pills from him because she didn't want him to know that she was at least trying to not get pregnant by him. She's also alleging that he filmed her, so I guess there would be footage of that. I'm not sure if she has it or if she's claiming that he still has that footage. I sure hope. I don't know why people hold on to footage like that, but she said that he was using that footage as leverage to keep her in order, keep her in line and doing the things that he wanted her to do. She said that he forcibly raped her one night after they had come home from the movies, and in the movie theater, he actually made her give him a blowjob. So she's saying that she was subjected to physical, psychological, and sexual abuse that she's never going to recover from. Actually, she had put out a statement saying that it was hard to, speak out about the trauma that she endured. However, Just trying to live with the pain in silence has been too difficult for her, and she realizes that she needs to speak her truth in order to heal. And she's also hoping that she's able to help others that might be in the same predicament, or maybe even prevent them from being in the predicament, dealing with the dream, or many powerful men in Hollywood, in music, I should say, like him. So that's the gist of it. Like I said, there is a 60-page document out there of the court documents that you're able to read. I don't know if I'm going to read it. It's just starting to get, these documents are just they're so traumatizing and so triggering for a lot of people. And it's just like, gosh, it's just terrible, what these women are alleging. Now, she is being represented by Douglas H. Wigdor and Meredith Feiertag. If those names sound familiar, it is because they are the lawyers that are also representing Cassie Ventura, okay, in the case against Puffy, or the case that was against Puffy. She's seeking compensatory damages connected to lost income from her experiences, a monetary judgment for her emotional distress, punitive and exemplary damages, and legal related fees. Okay. Now, the Dream has come out and said, and I quote, "These claims are untrue and defamatory. I oppose all forms of harassment and have always strived to help people realize their career goals. As someone committed to making a positive impact on my fellow artists and the world at large, I am deeply offended and saddened by these accusations." The Dream's life has gotten considerably more difficult these days. I'm assuming that there's probably a lot of men in power right now who are feeling the pressure, because I've always, not saying that all the men that are powerful in Hollywood are doing these type of deviant things, but I always have believed that, in order to get to these very high places, people have a tendency to be very cutthroat. And even though that's not the same, you can be cutthroat in business and still not be out there raping and sexually assaulting people and things like that. However, I'm just saying that I won't be surprised if we find out about more heads of labels and the such in these type of accusations. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens with the Dream. But yeah, not good. Definitely not good for him. Let's move on to Kanye West. Kanye West is not being sued for sexual abuse or sexual assault. He's actually being sued for, he's being accused of sexual harassment by his former assistant. Her name is Lauren Pisciata, I believe. Okay, so she is alleging that Kanye would send her lewd text messages and that he would, jack off when she was on the phone with him. She was working as his personal assistant. And he used to just seemed like he was obsessed with her sexually, and that he would do those things when he would talk. She said that he would be very interested in the men that she was involved with, wanted to know their penis size. That's something that we've heard that Kanye is usually interested in, folks have their fetishes or whatever. But anyway, so Lauren says that back in 2021, her only form of income was from OnlyFans. That is how she made her living. That is the way that she took care of herself. She said that she was hired by Yeezy on that first season of his women's fashion line, Yeezy. And they also supposedly collaborated on like 3 of the songs of his Donda album. Even though she's not credited on the album, she's saying that I don't know what the collaboration was, if she's singing on there or if she was doing something else that had to do with the song. But anyway, she said that they collaborated on 3 tracks on the album, that she was not paid for that. As she continued to work for him, she said that when he got saved in 2022, when he became like Reverend Kanye, he told her that he wanted her to be more godlike. And so that he did not want her to have the OnlyFans account any longer, for her to get rid of the account. Now, I left one part out. So when he hired her originally, her salary supposedly was for $1 million. Okay. And then when he told her that he wanted her to quit OnlyFans, he told her that he would pay her another $1 million to do so. So she did quit OnlyFans, and she was now working with Kanye fully, full time. She said immediately after she did that, he started to bombard her with explicit text messages and videos, like pornographic content. And I don't know if any of this is too far-fetched. I mean, I'm not saying that the man is guilty or not, but you know, we have heard many other people talk about Kanye showing videos. You remember there is a lawsuit, or there were some accusations from people that worked with him at his school that was saying something along these lines as well, that he was showing pornographic type of videos. So, not sure if Kanye has some obsession with porn. That is something that I think that even he has talked about in his music and everything. I know it's not admissible in court and things, but you know, now people are starting to clock him on this. She even said that at one point they were on his plane, his private plane, and he trapped her in one of the rooms and he masturbated in front of her and would not let her go. Okay, so that's almost sounding like you can throw a kidnapping claim on there if you really wanted to. While all this was going on, you know, she was promoted again to chief of staff, okay, whatever that title is, for his various companies. But then she said that he was, that she was fired soon after that. And she was supposed to get a severance package for a couple of $1 million, I'm assuming, and she did not get that. So now she is suing for $3 million. And she is expecting her money. In addition to sexual harassment, breach of contract, and wrongful termination, she is also suing Yeezy's business for fraud, unpaid wages, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay, so just add this to the long list of lawsuits that are going up against Yeezy right now. Kanye, yay, whatever you want to call him. Mama named him Kanye, I'm gonna call him Kanye. But yeah, so that is the newest lawsuits of the sexual assault and harassment nature that has come down the pike. And man, I just feel like the chicken are coming home to roost, child. I mean, people are starting to speak up and speak out, and it is not looking good for our big time business moguls out there. I know folks got to be really, really worried. I know folks got to be really, really worried. Like I said, when I know more about it, or as these stories come about, we will always discuss it here on Top of the Blogs. Okay, my heart goes out to the victims, and hopefully everybody has their day in court, and those who are guilty will be found guilty and will have to pay for what they did. All right, next story. All right, you guys, just yesterday, Billboard decided to release their top 10 female rappers, at least as far as 2024 has gone so far. So half of the year, this is their top 10 list of female rappers, which actually is really great. There was a time where there wasn't even really any female rappers to list. All right, none that was really making waves on the radio and as far as spins are concerned. But now when you turn on the radio, that's all you hear is girl rap. That's all you hear. And you might get a couple of hunchos, well, here out in Atlanta, you might hear a huncho, and you might hear DL the what's his name, the one that says some I'm from the club like I love my life. The fuck is his name? Anyway, you guys, yeah, you only hear the female rappers. Okay, let's get to this list. I'm rambling. Number 1, we had Nicki Minaj. Number 2, we had Sexy Red. Number 3, we had Meg the Stallion. Number 4, we had Doja Cat. Number 5, we had Ice Spice. Number 6, we had Glorilla. Number 7, Cardi B. Number 8, Lotto. Number 9, JT. And number 10, Flo Milli. I guess I can agree with that list. I, probably would change some people around a little bit, but that's just what I'm saying. I was surprised about Ice Spice. Like, I am always surprised about Ice Spice. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Not even saying that the girl hasn't been successful. She has been, but you don't even hear anything about Ice Spice anymore. I mean, not on the rap circuit. I know she hangs out with Taylor Swift now and all that, but I mean, I guess she's like very high up on that list. So yeah, I would change that list around a little bit. You want to know what the criteria was? Let me give y'all the criteria. The way that the folks landed here. Covering the first 6 months of 2024, it's based on quality of records, chart success, buzz within the culture, notable business endeavors and partnerships, and touring success. Okay, look at all the things that you have to be now in order to be a successful rap female artist. You know, at first it was just about rap. Now we talking about partnerships and touring and business endeavors and all that. Like, that stuff didn't even used to matter. Now you have to do so much just to get people to listen to you, child. It's a different time. They're saying that in December they're going to revisit the list. Okay, and based on all of the overall achievement of the calendar year, you know, they will crown the hottest female rapper of 2024. Now, I don't know if that is important to you. Like I said, what are these lists really at the end of the day? It's just the opinion of Billboard magazine. Now, Billboard, of course, they are the ones that have the official list. When people say, oh, he's a Billboard artist, you know, #1 and all that. So I'm sure it does matter to everybody. But again, these things are subjective. So you just let me know. Would you guys agree with the list? Do you agree with the people that are on there? Would you change the order around in any kind of way? Or are you fine with the way that it is? Y'all put all that in the comments below. Hey, while we're talking about female rappers, let's talk about the City Girls. You guys, I mean, I don't know if we are too surprised about this. I think that we saw this coming. But they're saying that the City Girls have split up. Nobody has made an official announcement. However, Young Miami was on somebody's podcast. I'm sure it was a podcast. And the person that was interviewing her asked her about, you know, City Girls. And they were talking about the release of their last album and how it was kind of lackluster. And, you know, nobody really too much cared about it. And she said, she was very truthful. She just said that she just thinks that it just doesn't work anymore. Okay, I think that the City Girls have grown apart, and they're not even living in the same place. She was like, she lives in Miami. JT is on the West Coast in LA, I'm assuming. And so there's distance between the two of them. You know, they both wanted to do their own thing, you know, their own solo projects. And so maybe creatively they started to like distance themselves as well, you know, doing different things. Young Miami was preoccupied with her she didn't say all this. This is what I'm saying. Young Miami was preoccupied with all the other things that she was trying to do. You know, she had her podcast on Revolt. And of course, nobody is going to forget her relationship with Puffy. And so she just said that, yeah, when they got together, they just realized that it just wasn't working anymore. You know, and maybe we just needed to let these things go and everybody just go on and do their own solo project. That's what they have decided to do. Like I said, they haven't said officially that they've broken up, but I think that was Young Miami saying, don't really expect too much from them. And if your heart is not in it, and that's probably why their last album didn't do all that well, because, you know, usually your fans can feel and tell when you are not really feeling what you were doing, you know, and so that might be a part of it as well. I mean, it was a good run, you know, it was a good run, and hands, you know, hats off to Young Miami for holding it down while JT was in prison. And when JT came out, you know, they did hit the ground running, but everybody has grown up now and everybody wants to do separate and different things, and I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, so yeah, that's what they're saying, that the City Girls have split up. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that they had a little bit more time and a couple more albums left in them, or do you think that it was time to let it go? Talk about a love and TKO. All right, you guys, next story up. So our girl Rihanna is adding a hair care line to her Fenty Beauty products, okay, as she should. I believe that this was just the next order of business. Everybody has a hair care line. Damn it, girl. Go on and put your hair care line out there too. She is calling it a flexible line of products for all hair types. And it will be hitting the shelves June 13th. So just in a few days, you guys, you will be able to get your hands on the Fenty hair care line. Rihanna was quoted saying, you know how much switching my hair up matters to me. I've had almost every texture, color, length, from weaves to braids to natural. Every single product is designed to strengthen and repair all types of hair, which is what we truly need, okay? It's time to play and get stronger by the style, all right? So I think that that's perfect. I think it's good. I mean, just one more thing to add some more money to your bottom line. All right, and we know that Rihanna's gonna do well. The Fenty beauty product line does very well. There was some talk. People were a little confused about the fact that she was promoting her hair care line, but she was not showing her own natural hair, you know. And in the video that she released with that statement that I read to you guys, she had on a very little, a cute little blonde pixie cut type of wig. But it was a full wig, because you guys know that she's been wearing this blonde hair now, and so I'm sure her hair is braided up underneath there. And you know, sometimes when you wear these little short wigs, I mean, you got to be careful, because it has a tendency to look like a wig. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Everybody know you got a wig on, it's a wig. But then when you have on like a little short wig, then it really looks like a wig, you know. And so people were just like, how you promoting a hair care line and talking about, you know, your hair and all that, but you're showing a wig? And this is the same kind of pushback that Beyonce got when she released her hairline, because she was in that wearing the white hair stage, but then her hair care line came out. And so then she had to let everybody know that she still got a whole bunch of fucking hair up under that head, and quit playing with her. But she can wear these wigs all she wants. And I'm assuming that that's probably the feeling that Rihanna has as well. People know that she has hair. She just does not wear her hair out right now. But she probably is going to eventually take that wig off and show us her natural hair when this product come out, and as the same way that Beyonce had to do, just to shut up the naysayers. But I also was sort of, it wasn't the fact that she was wearing the wig. It was just like the wig looked wiggy to me. You know, I was just like, girl, I mean, they couldn't have gave you one of the, you know, your old like umbrella look where you could just wear a hairpiece in the front. And I guess she probably doesn't want to cut her own hair right now. I'm assuming that's why she did that whole full wig thing. But yeah, it was a little wiggy, I will agree, you guys. But that doesn't mean that she can't have a hair care line. Y'all been buying Kenya more hair products, and Kenya, you know, Kenya was wearing wigs, even though Kenya does have a full head of hair. You know, she was wearing wigs and all these other hair care products. You know, we not saying that the owners of the damn hair care products gotta keep their hair natural. You know, folks want to wear wigs, but folks want to wear braids, folks want to do all those things. And so, yeah, y'all quit. That's my girl. You know, we ain't gonna tolerate it. But yeah, we're gonna try it out. And see. I do love the way that her products smell. So I'm assuming that her hair care products are gonna smell just as pleasant as the rest of her line. Are you going to be trying out the Fenty hair care line? You guys let me know. And then, you guys, I am going to also offer up a rest in peace to former forever First Lady Michelle Obama's mother, Marian Robinson, okay, who we were told on June 1st had passed. They didn't say what she had passed from, but, you know, Michelle Obama did put out a statement saying that, you know, they were devastated that she had died peacefully, you know, with the family was with her that morning. And, you know, she had been such a staple and such a rock to her for all of her life that she wasn't even sure how she was going to proceed. You know, anybody out there who has lost a mother that you were very close to, who has been that rock for you as well, know exactly how Michelle Obama feels at this time. So I did feel for her when I read that. You guys know Miss Robinson lived in the White House with the Obamas when President Barack Obama was in the White House. Michelle thought it was very important for her to keep her mother around because she did not want the White House staff to be raising her children when, you know, her or Barack were called out to duty, you know, and had to be away from the home. You know, she didn't want the kids to just be there with somebody that they weren't familiar with. You remember she said it was very important for her that her kids cleaned up behind themselves, you know, made up their own beds. You know, you don't have a maid, you don't have a butler, you don't have these things. You know, you have to learn responsibility because you're only going to be in this White House maybe 8 years. Okay, it could have just been 4, but you were here for 8 years. But after that, you're going to have to live on your own. You ain't going to have all these people around here, you know, to do that for you. You're going to need to learn how to, you know, be responsible and take care of yourself. So it was important for her to have her mother there. So her mother was there. So she was a staple around the White House, as well as the first family. Everybody that knew her, they loved her. They said that, you know, she was a very well-spirited and good person, and many people were given their condolences and sad to see her go. And I'm sure you guys remember the way that grandmother used to get that youngest baby who was a Sasha, honey. She used to get Sasha together because Sasha always had a little extra run in her. She used to do a little extra. Okay, and so yeah, mama always had to have her special good eye on Sasha. But yeah, you guys, she is a native of the South Side of Chicago. So once President Obama's term was done, she did return to the South Side of Chicago, and I'm assuming that is where she passed. She was married for many years to Michelle Obama's father. His name was Frazier Robinson. He passed in 1991 from multiple sclerosis. She never remarried, obviously, but she does leave behind Michelle Obama and her brother, Craig Robinson. She leaves behind her grandchildren and a host of other family and friends. You guys, she was 86 years old, which I did not realize that lady was as old as 86. Okay, she looked good. But rest in peace to Marian Robinson. All right, you guys, we do this every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And remember, we are back to reviewing Power Book 2 Ghost, okay? It will be up sometime this weekend. Just making sure you guys remember that. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back.